What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Gym Floor. We did it. We promised you a few weeks ago and we finally delivered. We have Vanessa here from Fodbods. A really interesting episode of just like what it's like to open a product-based business and do it bootstrap off the ground on your own, from your own home, during lockdown, with children. Wild. Heaps of interesting takeaways that you can kind of start to think about with your own business as well, which had a little bit about marketing and branding. And also just a reminder that like my biggest takeaway from the episode is like personal training is not that hard. Making some phone calls, sending some DMs, and not having to spend thousands of dollars on product development before you ever make a cent. We've got it pretty good, guys. So tune in, enjoy the episode. Check out Fodbods on Instagram. Order yourself a mixed protein pack. They're awesome. You've listened to us on the Fit episode. Taste them quite a bit. So get behind the mission. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, comment, all the things. Enjoy the episode. Thanks. Bye.
I just catch a train.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trains are good.
I used to just sleep on the train.
When I moved to the city, I got a motorbike. So I could get to the city in 20 minutes instead of an hour and 15.
Oh, that's smart.
I lived in Heidelberg and went to RMIT in the city. And there was one night, I reckon it was like 2 a.m., drinking all night. My mate's like, oh, so I'll see you at 8 o'clock. I'm like, what for? He's like, we have an exam in the morning. I'm like, no, we don't.
No.
He's like, yeah. So opened up the calendar. Yep.
Oh, my God.
All right. So motorbike, lane splitting, all the way to the city. Got a B+, swish.
That's
we survived
impressive.
And we
May I please borrow your phone for one more second? I've done something weird with my hair.
You might have to flip the other way.
Oh.
That's me.
Just flex.
Right, that'll do. Thank you.
Not a problem. The boys
Imagine if like 45 minutes I've just got like this.
The boys
happening.
laugh at me every time I do it. I'm like, well, I've got hair to worry about. So
yeah, thanks for that, Jess. Yeah, I think Jace just keeps his short so we don't know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So we do the intro parts. We don't have to like do all that stuff. We do that after.
Okay,
so
cool.
For Inside Sports, for everyone that's already listening, because we're recording, it's like we don't actually know what we're going to talk about. We just say after what we talked about.
Okay.
So it looks really cool in the intro.
Nice.
But we don't really know.
I'm scared.
Imagine setting yourself up and then us being asked and how many tangents you go on. And it's like, this is what we're going to talk about. Psych.
Yeah. And like you were sort of like, can I have like a rundown? I'm like, you can. Whether we stick to it is another story, but you can definitely have one.
Oh, damn. I've rehearsed all my answers. No, I'm kidding.
It's all prep.
I actually haven't looked at the questions yet because
Perfect.
It's even better.
So rushed.
Yeah, because I'm like so happy with I actually put in a fair bit of research.
No, I think that's great. You know the questions to it. I can answer them all anyway.
Good. I hope you kind of know your life and your business. You should be pretty fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Familiarize myself with that.
So the only sad thing is we've talked about it in the intro. So Vanessa from Fodbods, we're out of Fodbods. The bag's empty.
I've got a couple in my bag.
We might have to. We'll have one on because we've been having them on the Fit episode. We're on Learn right now on the business one.
Okay. Do you want me to grab them out of my bag?
Yeah, why not? We'll eat them on
I actually ate one on the way here, so I'm okay for now.
Love that. So she endorses her own products, guys.
Yeah, reliable.
I have at least 2 a day.
Awesome.
I love that.
Awesome.
I think these were your favourites, weren't they?
We got banana peanut. Yeah, that's
Would you like that one?
Sure, absolutely.
Amazing.
That's actually just what I happen to have in my bag.
At any given
time. That one's a bit squashed. You don't want that.
You're the kind of friend that everyone wants around.
Yeah. Especially me because I get real hangry.
Oh, it's the worst. And when you're stuck in traffic,
you watch Ben. It's like
oh no.
You watch the life deplete out of him as he gets hungry, and it's like watching like a battery charge just go down, and you're just like, oh, man's needs some calories.
My mother-in-law sent the group chat like a meme. She never sends memes, right? Group chat gets this memes of like the feeling of when I'm hungry and people try and talk to me or something like that. And she's like, oh, this is Ben. And I said to my wife, I'm like, I try so hard.
No, I'm like that. I always, I'm known for leaving really bad reviews of restaurants if the food is, because I write them while I'm waiting.
Yeah.
And then I regret it after the food comes.
Yes, it doesn't matter if the food's good. You're already upset. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, when I'm at your parents' place, I try so hard to be nice the entire time until food comes. So imagine if when I'm with my people and I'm just like, I'm not here anymore.
You should bring Fodbods and eat them on the way. It would change your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I need one of those bags in my car at all times.
The amount of time I spend in the car, I can't do that because I would just absolutely slam through a bag.
True.
Well, you wouldn't feel sick afterwards, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you got my approval. I've got ulcerative colitis.
Oh, I was about to say amazing, but that's not. I don't mean amazing.
You're like, unreal. Good for you.
Amazing that it makes me look awesome and the product looks great.
No, I mean amazing that Fodbods are good for you.
Yeah, we made the joke last time I ate it. Like, well, no, if I have to run to the bathroom, there is no hiding that on the podcast.
No bathroom runs?
No bathroom breaks. It was
Jess
great.
has left.
Yeah.
Can you eat other protein bars?
I stay away from them when I'm in a flare up. So generally, like we're allowed to name drop other brands, aren't we?
Yeah.
I have to stay away from the Muscle Nation ones because I will absolutely shit myself.
Yeah, they're rough.
They are.
Yeah.
They kill me.
They taste amazing, but they're rough.
Yeah, it kills me.
Actually, to be fair, they only taste amazing heated up.
Depends on which ones, but
15 seconds in the microwave. Have you ever heated yours up?
No, they're actually amazing. The double choc one in the microwave goes like a brownie.
Oh.
Yeah. But like it tastes like real food and doesn't make you shit your pants. So
yes,
yay! That's big wins.
Yeah.
A woman after my own heart.
That's why I made Fodbods.
Yeah. Well, off you go, mate.
Yeah. So I guess this podcast we just want to talk about more of the business side, and then the next one we'll talk about products and who you're trying to aim them at and that kind of stuff. I'm really curious because we had a little bit of a chat as to when you started. Why did Fodbods kind of kick off? What's the story behind it?
Yeah, so I've always had gut issues, and before starting Fodbods, I had a pretty busy job. I was head of ops at a tech company, traveling a lot, always eating on the go, and just always having gut issues. So I sort of was searching for why this was happening, and someone introduced me to the low FODMAP diet, and I realized that there were certain ingredients that were causing that. And it's funny because I can have tons of coffee on an empty stomach. Like I put Tabasco sauce on everything.
Yeah.
But you give me a piece of onion and I'm so sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, and plus I'm always hungry, and like you, I get really hangry, like, extreme, like brain fog, and my hearing goes funny. So I just always have to have snacks, and I could never find anything that didn't have all the ingredients that cause gut issues. So started making my own. And then in that process, I realized, hang on, I've done a lot of competitive analysis because I've been looking for a solution for years, speaking to dietitians to try to find a product, and thought, okay, there might be something in this. So yeah, I decided to launch my own brand. It started very much as a side hustle. So I created the recipes, worked with dietitians to make sure they were good, found a contract manufacturer, got the branding designed, all of that. And yeah, ordered like 5,000 bars and sort of had the mindset of, if no one buys them, I'll just eat them all myself.
Nice.
And I eat a lot, so I probably would have got through them. But people did buy them. And like when I say like the website was so bad, like I literally took the photos on my iPhone and didn't even know to remove the background. So there was like blurry crap. It was terrible. I don't know why anyone bought stuff. And I was going to Australia Post on my lunch break and literally sending it in their parcels. I don't know why people kept buying them, but they did. And then, so it's just sort of grown from there.
Yeah, that's really cool. So it was basically out of necessity. You needed a product, so I'll make it. Yeah. That's cool.
I just didn't know why it didn't exist. I was like, why does everyone put so much crap into protein bars?
Yeah.
And all snacks? Like, it was unnecessary in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. And I read somewhere, because like I said, I did my research. Lawyer before?
Yeah, I started out as a lawyer.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it and wasn't good at it.
Okay.
So humble.
I like the honesty. It's cool.
No, I really wasn't. And then so I got a grad job, and I did my grad year. I got admitted to practice, and then I quit a week later.
Yeah.
And then I went into finance. So I was at Goldman Sachs for a couple of years, and then there was a lot of change in the company. And I'd always been interested in startups, and I thought a good way to marry those skill sets was in venture capital, because it sort of combines the finance, the law, and then my interest in startups. So I went and did that for a bit. But what I realized is that I actually love the startup part, and VC is more researching and like talking to investors, that kind of thing. So then I ended up joining one of the companies that we were talking to, and so I joined as chief of staff, and then that turned into head of ops.
Amazing.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a bit of everything.
Yeah. Do you spin out when you talk to people with real jobs?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we run a company, but that's real stuff. That's really cool.
Teach people to squat.
Yeah.
That's a real job.
Yeah.
You're making
It
a
just
real
doesn't-
difference in people's
It
lives.
just doesn't feel real what we do. Like, this is work. It's super weird. Yeah.
It's laughable. The biggest issue I've had this week is the gym smells like sewage. So
That's a big issue.
Yeah.
We've actually, I think a possum has died in our roof.
oh,
And it impacts your life so much.
It really does.
Yeah, I was dreaming about like dead animals last night, and I woke up and I realized
could
it's
smell
because
them.
I could smell it.
Yeah.
So I get it. That's a real issue,
Yep.
and that's
Yeah.
a real job. Like, I've spent so many years working towards a job like yours, where I
Yeah.
actually like enjoy it.
we're very fortunate that this is the path I chose to go down, and I
Yeah.
can laugh at the fact that my real job is squat, bench, and
Yeah.
deadlift.
We were talking about all the stuff. So I went to uni for engineering. What was your course?
Criminal justice.
Yeah, so it's just
That's
like
so cool.
neither of us ended up anywhere where like traditional that we were supposed to go.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
You could be training criminals.
Yeah, training.
Could be.
I mean,
Possibly do.
sure, I might.
Possibly do. Who knows? Maybe we are them. I don't know. We did just discuss my activities getting to uni. So
Oh, yes, that was before we started recording the podcast, though.
no, we were on. It's
Oh,
fine.
we were
Don't
on.
worry about it.
Excellent.
Yeah, they won't find me.
I do sometimes have fears about that. Like, what if? I mean, they've got way bigger fish to
I
fry
hope
than
so.
like drunken uni students.
Yeah. 15 years ago. That's ouch. That hurts too. Just to think that was that long ago.
15 years ago, wow.
What was it like? So you had, from the VC role, a fair bit of experience, I guess, to be like, how does this all work? How does it come together? Or were you just flying blind?
I was flying somewhat blind, but I was lucky. I had a lot of people that could give me advice, and I learnt on them pretty heavily. In VC, you're looking at slightly later stage, so you miss that like foundational piece of like registering a company and finding designers and everything. Plus, I was in the tech space. I had absolutely no experience with food other than I like it.
Yeah, with products. Yeah.
Yeah. And e-commerce, like I shop a lot online, but I had no experience with that. Like I said, took the photos with my iPhone, and I built the Shopify store myself using like YouTube videos to guide me.
Yeah.
These are always the best stories.
Yeah.
Like hearing how things start out like that. Like, I love hearing that.
Yeah, it's funny because like packaging is the worst, because if there's a mistake on something, and especially when you're starting out and you're putting your own savings in, and you've just spent $5,000 getting wrappers printed. Like, we had these boxes, and for like 6 months it said 100% Natura instead of natural. Yeah, and like,
That's a Ben mistake.
I was
to
about to say, could you imagine if I did this job? It's not okay.
it's funny because I look back at when I was applying for law jobs, and my cover letter was always like really good attention to detail, and I have no attention to detail. It's like it's terrible.
That's such an entrepreneur answer, though, that just like those little things don't matter to my brain.
Yeah, well, that's why you surround yourself with people that do have
Yeah.
detailed brain.
Yes.
I'm the word check.
Just
detail.
I'm the
here's,
spell
here's
check.
the
I'm-
4 emails that need to go out. Before you schedule them, check them.
Yeah.
I had, we used to, before like apps and stuff or a thing, I used to print my programs for people. So I had a template on a Word document that said stets for 6 years instead of sets.
Oh,
So
nice.
STETS.
People probably assumed that was a word that they just were unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
I would have thought, oh, that's just a podcast word that I'm
Yeah.
not cool enough to know.
Yeah, no, it was just poor spelling and grammar. And then like clients would point it out and be like, you know what it means. It's fine. No worries."
It's way too much effort to change
When you
that
write a
Word
text
document.
message and there's a typo in it, it's like, if you don't understand what that message says, that's on you, not on me.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
I've
yeah.
had some like shocking autocorrects. My phone always autocorrects suits to shits, and so I'm like, does that shit you instead of does that suit you? What time shits? Can I swear?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yes.
100%.
But it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know why it just autocorrects every time suit to shit.
That's a real Jess thing to do. So you obviously type shit out a lot because story of my damn life.
Oh, my daughter's started saying it. She said she's been, because I keep telling our dog to piss off, and so
nice.
now she tells everyone to piss off,
Good on her.
and she's
Go
2, so it's like people are like, did she really just say that?
Yeah. Yes, and she meant it. Leave.
Yeah, yeah, she was true.
Thanks to my mum's road rage.
Yeah.
Mm.
Parker calls people on the road dickheads or really loud tradesmen. the dickheads next door. I'm like, at least it's contextually correct.
Yeah.
Well done. That's a home word only.
I feel like mild swearing in kids like dickheads, it's funny. It's when it goes like too far the other
It starts to get a little bit out of control. Yeah. So yeah, I always look at business like, again, real business, like especially product based, and I'm just like, how do you get from idea to product? Like, it just seems so overwhelming. I know you obviously had lots of people to kind of draw off and stuff. What's the process like? Do you have your own warehouse? Do you just like pay a company that produces your product? Like, how did you firstly put that together, and how does it actually work? Like, how does it go from, I want a chocolate peanut protein bar that has FODMAP friendly ingredients, to then ending up that you have 5,000 of them and they're good?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you can take different approaches. Some people decide to make them all themselves, and you can get your kitchen certified for doing that. You can go to a commercial kitchen. I didn't want to do that. I've always had this fear that I'd like give someone food poisoning or something, and it's just, that would just eat away at me. Plus I didn't have the time. So what I did was I started by doing a lot of research of what was out there, different ingredients, and then I combined that with what ingredients I could use, being low FODMAP, and I just started making my own. And then I used Excel to sort of measure what the macros were, and then you have to make sure FODMAP's really tricky. You can't really retrospectively get something FODMAP certified. You have to make it that way from the beginning. So I was kind of tracking, this ingredient has this FODMAP, and they all have to be under a certain threshold. So I used Excel for that, and I made like hundreds of samples, and I just made everyone try them. So I'd take them into work, and I'd get everyone to try them and give me feedback. I'd give them to friends, family, and they just kind of went from there. And at the same time as doing that, I bought the domain name I have to think the name first.
Yep.
So Fodbods, I love it, but I also don't like it because now we've gone way beyond FODMAP, and then people just assume FODMAP. So anyway, it's at least people remember it.
Not gonna lie, it took me like 3 weeks to be like, it's no FODMAP.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's that's great. That is actually
music to my ears.
Yeah, that makes me so happy.
Yeah,
because I don't like when people are like, the FODMAP bars, because as I said, they're not just FODMAP; it's way beyond that.
Yeah. You want to be in the protein bar aisle, not the like gluten-free hidden aisle.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, it can be in both, but it's more just it's anyone that wants a really clean vegan protein bar. It doesn't even need to be vegan, but a clean protein bar that tastes good.
Yeah.
The macros are really good, and anyone that's got gut issues. So I love that. I'm so glad you didn't put FODMAP
My
together.
naivety wins.
We love Ben's lack of attention to detail. It wins again.
Yeah, they had 15 grams of protein. They tasted good. That's kind of...
I'm going to swap, and I'm going to have that one because that's one that you raved on, or Jason kept
I like the banana one anyway.
Yeah, I know, because I listened to the podcast.
So, so you did hundreds and hundreds of them at home, had to measure all the ingredients, make sure you stayed with under the threshold. Then you go, all right, were you working on specific flavors then? Did you just have one bar that you're like, I'll get this flavor right, and then we'll start playing?
We started with peanut choc and lemon coconut.
Yep.
I sort of wanted one that was chocolatey and one that was fruity because everyone's got different preferences. I wanted one that was peanuts, one that was almond. So yeah, just playing around with ingredients. At the same time, I registered the domain, I registered the company, and then started building out the Shopify store. Found designers to help design the packaging, the logo and stuff. So it was just kind of doing that all concurrently in the background, and that was pre-kids, so I had a lot more time. So I was just doing it all night and weekends and everything.
Yep.
And then just sort of that all progressed, and then at the same time also working with FODMAP friendly to get them certified. So when I found a contract manufacturer, I gave them my recipes and they tried them, and it completely failed because they'd never worked with these ingredients before. Like, they were familiar with dates and other things, but not the low FODMAP combinations. So that actually took a lot of testing. So usually they do 3 samples, but I think we ended up doing like 20 with them because they just kept crumbling, or I was trying to make the protein too high and like the sugar too low, and they were like, if you're using all natural ingredients, you're going to have to give somewhere. So we toggled with that a bit. And then, finally got something we were happy with. Then you have to submit it for FODMAP testing. That takes a long time. You get the results, and then once you have all that ready to go, then you can print the ingredients and everything on the packaging. And then, yeah, that's...
How long so from the first sample to the last sample and then to the printing, how long did that take?
Well, if we go back to, I guess, when I was like registered the company, that was, I think, in maybe April, and we launched on the 1st of October. So number of months. But then I guess I shortcutted a bit by doing all that competitive analysis because I was looking for a solution myself. So I was really familiar with what I wanted to include in them and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people decide they want to make them from their homes, and that's a sort of different approach. You can go to farmers markets and do it that way. I just thought I'd go straight to a contract manufacturer and have them do it properly. And it's a bit trickier with bars, right? Because you need the big machinery and you need the proper packaging stuff.
Yeah. What was the, if you don't mind asking, what was the like financial outlay before you're like, well, here's the 5,000 bars I can actually sell?
Oh gosh, I can't remember. I'd say around 30 grand.
Yeah.
By the time you pay designers and you pay the product development fee, because there's a fee with that. There's a fee with everything.
Yeah.
I'd say around 30 grand, and then I've put more money in over time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So also noted some investment along the way. How does that come about?
Yeah, so because I am sort of in that space, I have, I'm very lucky. I know people that like investing, but the thing is they come from tech investment space, so it's a bit different with food. And so that was an interesting hurdle, and a lot of people said no, and they were like, no, this isn't scalable. And I was like, well, I launched this when I had a newborn baby in the middle of COVID, and I was doing it myself from home. Like, it's got to be somewhat scalable.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you asked about how I shipped them. I shipped them from, initially I had a room in my house that we dedicated to Fodbods.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we always used to joke that, like, you know, in COVID, all the toilet paper ran out. But, like, if food runs out, like, we're set.
You're ready for the apocalypse.
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
You don't need to go to the toilet once a day anyway because you have Fodbods.
Yeah.
No excess toilet paper.
Save the toilet paper.
That's a good point. Yeah, got lots of no's for various reasons. But then, fortunately, this group called Sex Scale, and then a few people that I know really believed in what we were doing. We were able to paint the picture of how big this could be, because more and more people everyone's had gut issues. I think they're becoming more common because of the different ingredients in food, but people are feeling more comfortable talking about them.
Yeah.
Like when I was in my 20s and experiencing this, I wasn't telling people that I had gut issues. I was just like leaving parties early or wearing really loose clothes because I looked pregnant. Whereas now I just tell people, and I think more people are feeling more comfortable talking about that. So it's becoming more of a thing. And FODMAP, so initially when we launched, it was very much focused on people looking for a low FODMAP protein bar. And that's why they bought, because we were the only option. Like, our bars, I think, are still the only Monash certified protein bars in the world, which is crazy to me. Cool. But yeah, so people were really looking for a solution. But then it's obviously grown from there. So then it's people with gut issues. It's people who just want like a good protein bar. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So
you put yourself out there. You asked all the people. You got knocked back.
Yeah.
I created an Instagram account. I had no familiarity with. I was on Instagram, but my profile was a joke. But I was messaging people, and everyone was really friendly and encouraging, which was nice. So everyone was sort of, by the time we launched, I had a whole lot of people that were really excited to receive the bars, and I sent them out to dietitians and people, and everyone was posting about them. Yeah. So that was good. And the fundraising piece. So yeah, a few select people really believed in what we were doing and the opportunity. And fortunately, it was just before like the globe was kind of going into chaos. So everyone was happier to invest. And we didn't raise much. It was just a little bit. And gosh, it goes quickly.
Yeah.
When the money's there, it's easy to spend it. But yeah, it made a big difference, and we grew quickly during that time. And then I haven't raised money since.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Just reinvest.
Yeah. So I haven't thankfully needed to put more money in or raise more money. And then, it's just sort of,
it's a good sign.
Grown. Yeah, I still don't pay myself, so that's not good.
Yeah.
Just do other jobs, yeah.
So you mentioned the lockdown thing, the stories you were telling me about, like delivery drivers coming to the house and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about what it was like, because you were in Melbourne. For those that don't know, we weren't allowed outside pretty much for 2 years. What was it like? Because this was pretty much building through that phase, right?
Yeah, it's funny, at the time it was really chaotic and stressful, but now I look back and it seems really fun.
Yeah.
I just, like, we had the Fodbods room at the front of the house, and everyone else had to stay out of the room, and I'd pack all the orders, and we'd leave them on the doorstep, and either Couriers Please or Australia Post would come and collect them each day. And yeah, I mean, thanks for modern technology, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do any of this. As I said, I had a newborn baby at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, then, I mean, it grew from there, and we got a 3PL, so the 3PL does the online orders for you, and then now we have our own warehouse.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So the warehouse. What's the current position? Are you still, all your sales are online? Are you in stores? Like, how's that at the moment?
We're about 80% online,
Yeah.
and we have an online store in the UK as well, which
Cool.
is good. The majors and like Chemist Warehouse and stuff, I mean, that's maybe something for the future, but right now we're just focusing on online.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. We have control over the orders, and
Yeah.
we speak to our customers. We can make sure they have a good experience, and people like to order in bulk anyway. Like, some people's order sizes are crazy big.
Yeah. Yeah. Terrifying. Maybe they're prepping as well. They've got a room in their own
Doomsday.
house. Yeah. I'm like that though. If I find,
If I like something,
yeah,
I'm getting it. Like, whether it's clothing, whether it's food, it's like, I'm not getting one of them.
correct.
It's boxes.
You're the Black Friday stocker.
I am. It's unhealthy.
The couriers, like, even the Australia Post drivers, when they come during Black Friday, they're like, "What have you got for me?" so
Help.
over. Yeah.
Yeah. So is the drive more international if you've hit the UK already?
I think there's so much opportunity still in Australia to grow online, and then also to go into the majors and Chemist Warehouse, and then eventually overseas. I mean, there's such a huge opportunity in the UK, and then eventually the US is like a dream, but you need a lot of money to go there.
Okay.
Like in the UK, dietitians all recommend the low FODMAP diet for anyone that's got IBS, but there's literally nothing on the market there. So they all just come to Fodbods, and we just keep selling out of stock. Like, that's our biggest challenge, is keeping stock
Getting it
in
there.
the UK.
It's a very nice problem to have. Congratulations.
It is and it isn't.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of last year, one of our pallets got lost at sea. And so we were out of stock for a whole month in the UK.
Yeah.
Like, completely. We had like one product that was like almost out.
Yeah.
That
which
sounds like
then-
a fake story.
Yeah.
I had a pallet
Got
lost at sea.
Just fell off the boat.
It
The
felt
dog
really
ate
fake.
my homework.
Yeah, and I
insane.
guess
That's
from
stressful.
like customer satisfaction, if you can't get it once, do you buy something else?
Yeah, that's and like
Yeah.
that's
repeat?
exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
our sales look really lumpy.
Yeah.
Have they changed much since that first? Like, has the product evolved over time? Or I know you have a few other little, like, other products and stuff now, like the smaller bars and that kind of thing. Has it just been adding new ones, or have you refined the product?
The recipes haven't changed, but we've refined
Nice.
the process. So,
Yeah.
I mean, over time we've figured out like how to make them a little bit better, to make them like more consistent. Keep the chocolate chips much bigger in the peanut choc bars. Make sure there's more crunchy peanuts and they don't get broken up. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the packaging's changed a lot. We recently did a big revamp of our packaging to make it more on brand, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've just released more products, different flavors and things, and then we have some more hopefully coming out soon.
How conscious are you? So we talk heaps about, like, knowing your niche, knowing your market, who you're talking to, all that kind of stuff. How much of the packet is like Sally, who's this age, who has this problem, needs to look at this and it resonate, and then how much of it is it just like, our brand is this? Like, how specific are you when you're thinking about producting, branding, Instagram? 2 meatheads on a podcast eating it.
Well, as I said, it's really evolved. So we used to go big on the FODMAP piece, and now we've pulled way back on that, and we just talk about gut issues, and we call out all the other benefits, which is that we don't use additives, there's no emulsifiers, there is actually a lot of protein in them.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've refined what's called out on the packaging. You can't put everything in there on the packaging because you only have a certain amount of time to catch people's attention. So now we call out gut friendly, because that's
Yep.
the most important thing. And the boxes say gut friendly, but actually, because a lot of products say gut friendly, but then they include ingredients that still cause gut issues.
Yep.
The protein content, and then
Those like date balls.
yeah.
The first thing I said when I tried the Fodbods, I said, oh my God, I love that it doesn't taste like dates.
Yeah.
Because anytime you try a natural bar, it doesn't matter what they say the flavor is.
It's dates.
It's dates.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It's dates. It always comes down to dates.
Jason and I went to this workshop, and like Jess will probably argue, I don't have that sensitive a stomach, but I bought these, like, I don't know what they were, just health balls that have dates in them. Yeah, well, and they tasted good, and it was a lot.
Did you shit yourself?
No, just like very gassy in a room full of a lot of people for a really long time, and paid a lot of money to be in the room. So I was like, I just have to sit here in pain right now. Jace is like, did you read any of it? It was like, I don't know, I had like 30 grams of fiber or something in an hour.
That's
like, no wonder
it's a lot.
I'm struggling.
He does have a sensitive stomach.
Sometimes it's weird though, because I can have 7 milkshakes and be fine, and then like one thing will trip me off.
That's like me with like garlic and onion.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm the same. Like caffeine's fine, things like that are fine, and then like for me it's like acidic food typically. That's like a real trigger for me.
I love acidic food.
So do I.
Lemon and lime on everything.
Yep.
Because more on the marketing side, is it a person or is it an idea? So when you sit down and like, this is what the marketing strategy is going to be.
Oh, that's a good question.
Is it an idea or is it like, this is, so like when you described it before, it's funny, like since having our little one, my wife's like a preservative Nazi now, just like can spot them everywhere. So it's like the way you described it, then I was like, Amy, you'd buy this for LJ.
Oh, I'll give you some kids bars. I've got some in the cupboard.
Amazing. So
That's cute.
She'll be like, yeah, I want that because of all the reasons you just said. But if you had said like, it's low FODMAP, she'd be like, I don't care.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
So is it the 35-year-old mum that's health conscious? Is it busy work people, or is it just an idea of a solution to a problem that is having a gut-friendly protein bar? How do you target it?
Yeah, I think it depends on how big your marketing budget is.
Yeah.
If you have a really small marketing budget, you have to be really targeted, and that's all you can focus on, and you're providing a solution for those people. So like I said, when we started, it was like low FODMAP protein bars, who wants one. Mm-hmm. And then as you get bigger, you can be targeted towards different people. But you know the saying, like, especially when you're small, you can't be everything to everyone. So you think about what is most important. And then over time, we've really spent time understanding why our customers are buying our bars. So we look at like reviews and what people call out as the things that they value. And we make sure that that's communicated in our messaging. But yeah, I mean, you still have to sort of pick a segment, but you can broaden the segments over time. So now we work with a lot of athletes that have gut issues because there really isn't anything else. And like a lot of athletes that are traveling and on the road, they give them these protein bars that make them sick, and then they're stuck on the road.
Yeah.
Feeling sick, and then it affects their performance.
Like Ben in the workshop.
Exactly. Just like you. Like cyclists.
You little athlete. You little athlete, you.
Definitely not. It's not.
Well, it's anyone that puts their body under stress, because that exacerbates gut issues.
Yeah.
So like endurance athletes, they love our products.
Yeah.
Mums, new mums, and you got to eat quickly. And then there's also research that shows that a low FODMAP diet can help babies in terms of their digestion. So, when they get a lot of colic, like back in the olden days, midwives used to say stop eating apples and onions and things.
Yeah.
And they didn't even realize that they were sort of recommending the low FODMAP diet to mums. So yeah, new mums, or even when you're pregnant, like my obstetrician recommends them to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then anyone with gut issues, and you find that a lot of our customers are not people that would typically eat protein bars, but then they give Fodbods a try, and they're different to other things on the market.
Yeah. Do you know what I picture? And I don't know if this is accurate or not. When even just the colors, the flavors, the kind of gut friendly vibes, because Pilates is so big right now, this is like the girls go to Pilates and then go to coffee, and they're like, I'm being good. I'm not getting a muffin. I'm having a Fodbod bar.
Yes, so many Pilates studios stock Fodbods.
Yeah.
It's such a good introduction to a high protein diet.
Yeah.
So it tastes good. It's so aesthetically pleasing. Like on the packet, for people that are on Spotify, it is like a white background. It's like half baby blue, half this like nice neutral like brown, bit of yellow in the writing. Like I look at that and I'm like, a Lululemon lady's gonna eat that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, and also a really big customer base for us is like peri and menopausal women, because they need more protein. That's when IBS often sort of flares up during those times. So they eat a lot of Fodbods too.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of Pilates studios, and we do a lot of collaborations with them too.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. Even with like the decoration on where it says pack, how it's like the little lines there. Like,
That's our amazing brand designer, Dina.
Yeah.
She's very talented.
So that's my next question. How much hands-on final approval tick stuff do you still have, or are you just
everything?
Like,
No, I would never. But I also would get people to. I get everyone to look over it. Like I was literally once sitting in my living room and we were about to print like 100,000 wrappers of the banana peanut bar, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, looks perfect. And my husband walks behind me and he's like, protein is spelt wrong, and it was PROTIEN. Is that right? Hang on.
Yeah.
Whatever the wrong way around.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking. Yeah.
It
was IEN, and it was like big, but I'd been looking at it for so long that I just didn't see it, and I was like literally about to send it off for printing. So yeah, now I've learned to get everyone to look over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just, I mean, most things that get put out, it's good for everyone to have a look over them, because you can easily miss things.
Yeah, for sure.
I do have to say, like, going back, your answer about niching down when you're smaller, such a good answer. As you were saying it, I was like, oh, this is a clip.
Swish.
Like, this is, I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't often come out with nuggets of wisdom.
Obviously, within the PT space, it's like, you are niche. Like, the goal is like 30 clients.
Yeah.
So you have to, especially on the internet now, even compared to 5 years ago, we've been hammering this message of like, be really specific.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, and because then you get really familiar with different body types and what exercises are going to work for them. And
yeah.
And then as a person, like if you have the choice of 50 different PTs, you want to go to the one that's going to get the best results, because they understand you and your body type
they
and
solve
your lifestyle.
your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, yeah.
The biggest one for us is probably language. So it's making sure that we speak the way our clients would speak. It's probably the biggest one, because that's like,
not presenting differently online. Like, if I coach, women that are 20 to 35 that lift, that want to feel hot and blah, 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 are unafraid of that. And so my language has to reflect that. So I'm not going to go and do an Instagram post and take out all of the swearing, for example. And I'm not going to take out slay or something like that. Like, I'm speaking directly to them, and Ben's reading it and he's like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm never going to go to her. Good. I don't want you. Yeah. So it's like,
that's the goal.
It's one of those. So.
I love that so many people are getting into being strong.
Yes.
Like, it's so much different to 10 years ago. And obviously you can still become obsessive about things, but like, I've got a daughter, I'd rather her be obsessive about being strong than being skinny.
Yeah.
That's such music to my ears. How old are you? I didn't ask.
I'm 36.
Yeah. Cool.
God, that's a rude question. No, I'm kidding.
I don't care.
I've aged about 20 years since kids and Fodbods, so.
Yeah.
That's a mood.
That's a
mood.
Yeah. Big commitment.
I didn't have, what are these wrinkles called?
Crow's feet.
Crow's feet.
I got so many of them.
I didn't have crow's feet 12 months ago.
Yeah.
And now I've got
Opening
them.
a gym will do that.
Oh no, but I do.
It's the fringe.
Everything's just strategically, and it's not the Botox. It's fine.
Yeah, so Jess manages our U Strong gym, which is out in Seaford.
Yeah, awesome.
She's built it from the ground up. Similar story, just like Jess was the only one there. And we would just Zoom call and make sure she was okay, and she'd go back.
It's fun, right? You look back and you're like, it was crazy, but you learn a lot, and it was fun.
100. I don't know how I did it. It wasn't even that long ago, but I don't know how
I. Before you had your son?
No, it was only last year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he was 2. And I was running every class, doing every marketing call, doing every sale. Everyone's like, the boys, carried the back end.
We helped.
Yeah.
We built the equipment.
It's just if you... I was there for that too, though. I was there.
But it's. I mean, you embody what you're trying to sell, right? Like, you're super fit, you eat well, and I mean, I'm assuming both of those things.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, I try. No, and it was the same thing. It's like we're solving a problem for women that have spent their whole life chronically dieting, trying to be skinny, wanting to be in an environment where they're getting comfortable to be strong and not feel judged, and want to do it with the support of other people, not by themselves.
Yeah.
In a small group environment. So we created that, and it's something that I embody. And very similarly, like Fodbods, you're like that used to be my problem. That used to be something that's the problem of a lot of women that I coach, all of that. And then, we solved that problem with You Strong.
What if the bars would do well out there?
Yeah, they would.
Like
Absolutely.
The 9:30 class would eat that shit up.
Worst pun ever. I just said they'd eat it up.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in myself.
I love that though.
I didn't even realize that was a pun. I just thought you meant they would literally eat them.
It wasn't
I was like, sweet.
It wasn't
they
on
would eat them up.
purpose. Yeah.
No, nice. Well done,
The good
Ben.
thing about Fodbods, you can eat them before a workout because they don't feel really heavy.
They feel gross.
Are they? Yeah. What's the split?
They're pretty balanced, and I made it like that way on purpose because I went through a stage where my sugar levels go up and down a lot. So if I eat sugar, I get a high and then I crash massively. Yeah. And I actually had gestational diabetes with both of my pregnancies. So I think my body just does weird things with sugar. So then I tried cutting out sugar altogether, and I was drinking heaps of Diet Coke, and I was eating the most delicious Quest bars every day.
I just got a trauma response to Quest bars. My body actually just like seized up.
I call them Play-Doh bars. I shouldn't say that live. I know. I mean, it's an amazing brand. I was eating a lot of them. So yeah. And I just did weird things to my hormones. Like I didn't get my period for a bunch of months because I wasn't eating sugar. And then it was weird when I started creating Fodbods and I was eating sugar again, my body just like returned to normal. So I just wanted something that was sort of reflective of a meal. Like it's not meant to be a meal replacement, but it's like it's got fats, it's got sugar, it's got protein.
So for those listening, it's in the bar. It's 15 grams of protein, 18 grams of carbs, and 8 grams of fats. So it's like a nice little split there.
And good fats.
And 2 grams of fiber, so you're not going to shit yourself.
Yes, exactly.
I think it's the perfect servo snack.
100%.
Like
except think about who's going to the servos. They're not looking for...
Yeah.
No, meat pie, full sugar monster kind of vibes.
Yeah. I get caught out heaps. So it's like even like leaving after the pod. If I don't bring a meal, it's like I need to get home. I need an hour.
Yeah.
I have an hour and I need to get to food. And that hour is going to suck if I don't eat. Whether I feel sick or get like clammy and stuff or not, but
that
it's
is
just gonna be
exactly
rough.
me. I know that feeling like where your hands get all clammy. I've like run into supermarkets before and you like quickly grab whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of my vision for Fodbods is that they'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
Because so many people end up buying stuff that isn't good for them because they're in a hurry and they're sort of put on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah, so this for me is that because it's like enough fat, enough fiber that it's just satiating. The calories aren't too high. It's not going to wreck your day if you drop an extra one in there.
I just want to yawn.
Just slight intermission in the podcast while our faces do things.
I was calling someone the other day and the voice message picked up. I was like an important call and voice message picked up and I realized that it was an answering machine and I sneezed like right into the phone. And I was like, I don't know how to delete it. And so like literally an important message and I've just sneezed into the phone.
That's the best.
I love that.
Welcome.
A little jump scare.
You have one new message. It's like,
that's great.
Oh, I hate voice messages. I just hate them. I'm always like, I keep rambling and I'm like, undo, like stop talking. And then it's just too late. It's out there. It's done.
Yeah. A voice message is getting a voice message from me and me accepting a voice message from you is like, it's a very limited group of people.
Oh, I think I've got one from you.
Yeah.
I feel really special.
It's very limited.
Yeah. I'm talking about answering machines. Voice messages, at least you can
worse,
delete and start again. It's answering machines.
Yeah, it's over.
I deal with them all the time at work because people will inquire and I call them back for the gym. Hi, you've called Jessica from You Strong. Please call me back on. No. And I got my full telephone voice, but I've rehearsed it now.
Just say it back.
Oh my God. Yeah, if I'm on a VM, I'm rambling. If I'm on a voice message.
Yeah, but at least if you say something awkward, you can delete it and start again.
One take Tepkos over here.
Yeah, I think Jess would just go with it, to be honest.
You would be a good celebrity because like celebrities, not that you aren't already, but like, you know, like you have to be really comfortable with like putting stuff out there and just leaving it.
Yeah.
I need to readjust my head thing.
We do get a total of 3,000 downloads a month. Like it's I got stopped at the supermarket the other week. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you did.
Can I tell you again?
Yeah, you can tell me again.
I want to hear.
Now, someone at the supermarket was serving me and was like, "Are you Ben Scott?" I'm like, "Depends." It's like, "Oh, I've seen
I'm an
you."
undercover police
Yeah.
officer.
It's like, "Oh, I've seen you on our local gym. I see you on the story on the time." It's like, "You're really big." I was like, "Oh, mate, do you want to just come home with me? I love you. You can just live in my basement. I don't know."
I'll feed
That's
you.
not
Yeah.
creepy,
We'll feed
The
you
best-
Fodbods.
The best follow-up question to that is like, are you so-and-so? You just say back, depends on what the next question is.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And that's like, I don't know, brother.
Yeah, I don't know where this is going, so I'm unsure if I am that person or not.
You were that person.
I was very happy about it.
Ben
yeah.
is like, I am that bitch. I am big. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you do a little dance?
When I got to the car, I definitely just, yes. That's fine. All it took is move to a town with a population of 11,000 people for someone to recognize me.
Wait a sec. He put it straight into the group chat. Everyone, for everyone at home.
Before I got to the car. I wasn't even out of the supermarket yet. He was still talking to me, and I was like, "Guys."
You know what the best thing is that guy is listening to this podcast and his idol is talking about
I hope so.
him, right?
I hope he listens. I hope he's like made his way through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I wish I remembered his name so I could give him a shout out.
Oh my God.
All right, we were almost timed, so Vanessa's time is very valuable. So we're not doing the full 90 minutes today. Before we wrap up, biggest thing you've learnt, sounds like about 5 years, 6 years. What's your biggest takeaway from running a company like this?
Oh gosh, I wish I'd rehearsed that question beforehand. I think one thing that people don't tell you when you start a company is that stopping or quitting is often harder than continuing.
Yeah.
And nice.
There have been a lot of times where I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is crazy. Like I said, 5 years on, I still don't take a salary. I put all the money back into the business. I've got 2 kids that I'm trying to juggle. Like, it's a lot, and it really affects every element of your life, like relationships, everything. And then you think about, well, I can't do it anymore. I'm going to stop. But then you think about, how do you stop? Like, especially if you've got a product business, you've got all of this like inventory, you've got all the stuff, you've got stockers, you've got commitments, you've got customers. It's like way harder to stop than it is to just keep going. So that's why, I mean, it's one of the reasons why I'm still going. It's too hard to stop.
Because I have to. It's like, blink twice if you need some help right now.
No kidding. Yeah, I mean, you do just keep going because that's all you kind of know.
Yeah.
Love.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Where do we find, how do we order? What's the best place to go?
Best place is our website, fodbods.com. FODBODS. The number of times I've had to spell that out on the phone to people and they're like, Fodbods.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be in the show notes, I'm sure, to save my awkwardness.
It absolutely will be.
Our listeners, you'll want the mixed protein pack.
Yes.
It's 2 of each flavour, and it's the protein-based one, so the 15 grams of protein.
I know. I sent them some of the kids like prebiotic snack bars, and I don't know if it was you. You started, and you're like, "Oh, I'm not eating this. There's no protein in this."
That was Jason.
It's like, what the hell? He's like basically spat it out.
calories without protein. No. Yeah, I took them all home and ate them.
Perfect.
Of course you
Yeah,
did.
they were very good.
I love the kids ones. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
kids ones. They're for adults too. The little snack ones.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, get behind the episode, and also go to the Fodbods on Instagram. Give them a follow. There's lots of story shares and stuff, a bit of extra info on the bars on there as well. So get around and support the mission.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, and don't forget, on Wednesday we'll release the SAT Fit episode, which is Vanessa again, but we're going to talk more about the product. So talk more specific about ingredients and flavors and all that type of thing, who it's for. So tune into that episode as well. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.